So I started out at the beginning of the week on Monday, like having a drippy nose, and then by Monday night I started having like a sore throat. Then on Tuesday I just like increased sore throat, dripping nose, headache, backache, muscle pains. Um, by Wednesday, I just started having no voice, and then I had to go to the hospital the other day because I had 106.6 fever. The ambulance tried to diagnose me with COVID positive, and they don't do COVID tests in their vehicles. But they tell the hospital that I'm COVID positive because I've dealt with enough people that have COVID. So the hospital marks me COVID positive in their system without even doing a test. So then after being there for 4 hours, they come back and they do some blood work on me, and then they take a test. They don't even show me the test results, and then they tell me I'm COVID positive. Like, you should be able to show me test results if I'm COVID positive. So then they had such bad communication at Shasta Regional Hospital in Redding. I will never go to this hospital again. One doctor comes in and she takes blood work from me. She doesn't communicate with the other doctor. The other doctor, who I don't know, seemed like she had Alzheimer's, starts to stick my right hand and take blood out of it. And I'm like, "What are you doing drawing blood from me?" And she's like, "What do you mean? I have to take your blood to test it for COVID." And I said, "The other lady took blood out of my other hand. Like, why are you drawing blood again?" Like, they had such poor communication and they were not paying attention that they went from taking like 3 vials of blood to 6 vials of blood for me. Like, these people really don't pay attention at this hospital, and they're extremely understaffed, and it leads to negligent medical malpractice. And also, they're labeling people as having COVID to get more funding for medical supplies and more funding to pay their staff when people, they're just labeling people as having COVID when they don't, i.e., falsifying medical records, and they have to report this to the CDC. Like, why would you lie about shit like that just to get more medical supplies and more funding for your hospital? It is baffling to me that doctors will lie under oath just to get more funding or more money for their employees, their hospital, their medical supplies. I get cold and flu season is coming, but don't tell somebody that they have COVID if they have the flu, because then it costs them wages at work. So now I don't have to go to the 24-hour lab to get myself retested to find out if I just have a really bad bout of the flu or if I really do have COVID, because I have now been off work since the beginning of the week because of how crappy I'm feeling. So a bit of an update. I go to the 24-hour lab and I get my COVID test, and it comes back 4 o'clock that day, positive, that I do have COVID. So apparently I've had it since Monday, and I just thought that I was coming down with the flu because my nose was dripping. Then the next day I woke up, had 106.6 fever, loss of taste, loss of smell, chills, upset stomach, nausea, dry heaving, just not feeling like myself at all. But I still didn't think I had COVID because all the symptoms were similar to the flu, and the weather is changing and it's cold and flu season. So I've been at home feeling like garbage, and now I have laryngitis, and my voice is back a little bit, but it doesn't sound like normal. And then I also have a ear infection, which is also another key